Nobody can convince me that Curtis wasn't convinced by producers to pick Ekin-su. What was that all about? Love Island All Stars, Sunday the 2nd of February. We left on a cliffhanger on Friday, and I was watching this with my niece. And she's like, oh, maybe I'll pick Ekin-su for the drama. And I was like, there's no way he's going to pick Ekin-su. She's been saying to him, I don't want anything to do with you, we're done, don't speak to me again. And when he was talking to Danielle, sorry, I'm actually lying down the day, I'm normally sitting up, but I'm just drained at this point. And when he's talking to Danielle, he's like happy, like he seemed happier, he seemed more comfortable. And when he was with Ekin-su, he was like, his guard was always up, obviously because she's fake as fuck. So I just thought there's literally no way, right? Now at this point I totally forgot that Ron was in the house and that he would be picking somebody. So I thought once he chooses between they two, one of them's going to go home, because I knew Scott was going to pick Tina. So when he picked Ekin-su, she was shocked, everybody was shocked. And I just thought that he must have been told to do that for views. He must have been. So Scott chose Tina with his crap speech, and then Ron stood up, and I was like, oh, Danielle's not getting dumped for the island, so why is Curtis giving it all the dramatics? Why is Curtis like looking up in the air as if she was going to get dumped for the island and he felt bad? I was so confused. But Ron stood up and gave her a nice speech, and the whole thing was just fucking bizarre. So then Ekin-su and Curtis were having a chat, and he was saying, oh, like, I'm all about you, or whatever shit he was talking. I think he's actually a compulsive liar. And then she said something like, oh, if you want to get to know girls, you can. Where did that attitude come from? So I think I must have blocked out the rest of the conversation, because the two of them are absolute fucking nut jobs. The girls were speaking to Tina, and they were talking about Scott's speech, and they were like, you can tell he's not sure. Like, he's not sure what he wants. So at this point, that should have been her cue to go to him and say, look, things aren't working out. I think we should just cut this off because you're obviously not feeling this, instead of giving him the chance to do it. So he finally spoke to her, and he was saying, things aren't progressing, like we can kiss and cuddle in bed, but I'm just not feeling that extra spark. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? Because you can't make yourself like somebody. But the problem is that he's told her that twice before, at least twice. But he still carried on going up and giving her hugs and kisses and kissing her in bed and just acting as if everything's alright when it's not. So while he was trying to be honest, he was also leading her into a false sense of security. So he made it clear, like, this isn't going to work. And then Elma got involved. At the start of this season, I kind of liked Elma. I didn't understand why she fancied Ronnie, but she found out what was up with Tina and she went fucking mental. And then she's like, yeah, you can leave then. What is it you don't like about her? And most of us have been in a situation where you've maybe been seeing somebody and you think they're attractive and you like spending time with them and all that, but there's just something, it's just like more like a friendship. A lot of people have been in that situation and you just can't make yourself like somebody. But the way she was going off her fucking head, he'd have thought that it was her that he dumped. So she's like, oh, you can leave. And he's saying, oh, I'll leave them all, right? Not that it's really got anything to do with her, even though it is her pal, but the way she was acting was just way over the top. So the next day, Scott was talking to Luca. Luca was really upset, and he was saying, like, I think I should just leave because there's just something missing, right? And I'm actually really annoyed with Love Island tonight because the All-Star show isn't as good as the main show at the best of times. You don't get Casa and you miss out on a lot, but the fakeness to me is just really shining through. Not that I think that Scott's being fake, but all the rest of them, there's just something about it, like, it's really annoying me. So he calls everybody over to the fire pit, and Ekin-su's like, oh, I think I know what's going on here. No shit, Sherlock. He's been talking about leaving. He says he's not happy. Elma told him to leave. He's obviously going to be leaving. It doesn't take a fucking genius to work that out. So they all go over to the fire pit. Luca's crying, Casey's crying, Gabby's crying, Tina's crying, and Elma's crying. Why is Elma crying? She's the one who told him to leave. This is what I mean. I can't be fucked with it. If you tell somebody to leave, mean it. And then when they go, say, goodbye, don't let the door hit you on the way out. The longer this season's going on, the faker it seems to get. Now, interestingly enough, I think that Casey and Gabby might actually be genuine, but I don't really trust him. I don't know if he's went in and just went with somebody and he's just went to cruise to the end. I mean, this is his third time being in there. I think Grace and Luke are genuine. And I'm actually not sure about Elma and Sammy, because they've obviously been friends for years. And when he picked her, she was just like instantly comfortable with him. For somebody who's been a friend for years, I don't know if it seems a bit set up, or if it's just so happens that they've liked each other this whole time and they've not really known. I still don't believe for 1 second that Ronnie and Harriet were really split up. I think that whole thing's planned. When Scott left and he was getting his interview, I was like, I'm not even interested now. Couldn't give a fuck what he had to say, because he's went and told somebody that he doesn't like them. He's been with them for weeks, and then he doesn't want to face the consequences, so he just fucks off. This whole episode annoyed me, actually. But let me know what you thought in the comments, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!